Welcome. Thanks for joining me for your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 23rd of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. Can I ask you a big favour, please? If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now, but also very grateful. Because I was poorly for 5 years, I have got behind a little bit. So the more signals that YouTube gets in terms of my subscribers, the more my videos will be shared. So if you can help me with this, I'd be really, really pleased. This week begins in such a dramatic fashion. At 9:28 on Monday in London, we have a new moon in Aries. The Aries new moon is so exciting because it's about initiation, it's about fresh approaches, and because of the fire energy of Aries, it gives the moon much more ferocity to make things happen. So this is really impressive, but also it does embrace the new moon, Chiron, the wounded healer, the comet, which is really quite symbolic if we think what the world is dealing with at this time. Because the energy of the new moon can invigorate the energy of Chiron to try to help us to find ways that we can fight back against the COVID-19 virus. Now that may mean that we all have to adapt and change our personal approaches, but there are going to be some collective things we may need to do as well. And this new moon's broad alliance with Saturn in Aquarius is brilliant because Aquarius energy is about the group. So Saturn, having moved here, is concentrating our minds on how we need to support and collaborate with one another. However, there is a more testing angle to this new moon, which comes in the guise of the North Node. That notional point, which is very much to do with the emotional direction of travel that we're currently in the sign of Cancer through to the 4th of May. And it's possible that if we do set our intent on this new moon to achieve something positive, it's important that we're not out of sync with our own instincts and emotional needs. So starting something new, we just need to be mindful of our environment and how it feels. Talking of how it feels, if you are meeting someone for a first date, the first half of this week could really be quite seminal because Neptune and Venus forge a quite beautiful link. Or you could find yourself having a lovely moment of unity with someone, a friend, a family member. It could be very, very beautiful. But then in the second half of this week, Venus forges an absolutely wonderful angle to Mars, Jupiter and Pluto. And this can transform all our approaches to relating in quite an interesting way. Because of course, Venus is in the sign of Taurus, which can be about more material instincts. It can be about more sensual matters. So it's all very earthy, this. So if we are attracted to a new approach or a new person, it may be that they're going to bring something into our world which is more substantive. That sounds really good. However, a more challenging influence this week is the square between Saturn, newly arrived in Aquarius, and Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Because both of these are the co-rulers of Aquarius, they're very much about innovation, but in different ways. Saturn gives us the courage to change the structures which are more traditional, bit by bit, whereas Uranus is much more the rebel. So because they're both in fixed signs, there may be things that we do need to change and adapt that we could find ourselves resisting, and that can create some tensions. Just be mindful of that. But as this week draws to a close, Mercury in the sign of Pisces finally emerges from shadow. So where the retrograde first began on the 16th of February, if we go back before then, and where Mercury first went into shadow in the sign of Pisces on the 3rd of February, I think that you're going to find that things do speed up in all sorts of ways, and that's going to be very pleasing for us all. Your specific forecast, Aries, suggests that you may consider giving yourself some kind of makeover. This freshening up of your approach, your personal appearance, even your thinking, can be so positive for you. Of course, that North Node position is very sensitive. So it's not necessarily the time to rush into things, but certainly if you set your intent to go forwards to have much greater impact on your particular situation, then that can only be a good thing. Now, of course, high in the sky, you've got that collective in the sign of Capricorn, which is also likely to be sharpening up your goals and ambitions. So if you want to make that bid for the top prize, this can certainly be an important week. Your determination and willpower to break through any glass ceilings you may have encountered can be very strong. But again, take it back to what's right for you at an emotional and also creative level. I have to say, if you have been having any kind of physical ailment that's been niggling away for some while, the collection or connection between this new moon and also Chiron is a wonderful opportunity for you to take a fresh opinion, find out some different approaches, become much more informed. But also this week, with Venus forging an awesome angle to that collective in Capricorn, this could be a week of breakthroughs as far as your finances are concerned. So perhaps you are about to grasp that golden prize and also increase your income as you do. But I think it is going to require a degree of subtlety and sensitivity in any discussions you have, due to Neptune and Mercury still being tucked away in a very private part of your situation. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you so much for having watched your weekly video. As I said before, I'd be so grateful for those subs, likes or comments. And also, if you'd like to subscribe to my monthly astrology magazine and regular mail outs, please click the link below. You can also get your free daily horoscope in so doing, or you can order your 12-month personal horoscope based on your time, date and place of birth. And you get your character analysis with this in a deal where you get 30% off. Or you can choose to have a one-to-one with me personally. Thank you so much.